Whoop. There it is. Hoops. There it is. All right, y'all, you know what it is. It is time for the Q's and the A's. And let me do this, and we are ready to go. I appreciate y'all for showing up. If you got any questions, drop those in the Chizzy chat below. And then let me do this. Why? Why do you do this to me, Salamat? Alright, now we are cooking with palm. And then we make sure that we are making sound on the microphone. We are making the sound. And we are making the sound. Alright, cool. Now we are cooking with Pam. Oi. Hey. What? What in tarnation did you do that for? Don't you love it when when you tell the computer to do something and it just be like, I don't feel like it. Like, all right then, I don't feel like it then, gangster. Let's see. All right, now we're done. Now we're good. Now we're good. All right, so you know what it is. If you have questions, drop them in. If not, we will just get it twisted. Mr. Paul is in the building. What is happening? That is a good question. AT. Hi, Paul. AT said, what is the difference between Magi personas and Chat GPT memory? Magi personas don't remember. That's the first one. But hold on, wait a second. I got to fix this. And then you have your chair. Ow. Your jacket on the back of the chair, and it starts to get funny back there, and it just makes like a pile in your back. It don't feel good. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, in as far as I can tell, if I'm wrong, somebody will correct it. In Magi personas, it is pretending to be what you need it to be to get your task done. However, it is not very. It's not remembering the things that you put in so that when you come back later, it's not going to remember the conversations that you had. To me, that would be the biggest drawback of Magi. And while I still use it, I tend to a lot of times for certain things where I know that I have built up a memory with ChatGPT, I go back to ChatGPT. What personas are more close to custom instructions. And so in custom instructions, you are like filling in those memories. Whereas in ChatGPT, before you would write custom instructions, but now it kind of starts to remember what you're talking about. And that can be positive and negative because sometimes I'm trying to do something completely content creator related and I forget to change modes or tell it to ignore the memory. And it will bring up stuff about you guys when I'm trying to get it to do something altogether different. So, it works in both ways. They both are positive and negative. But you can also build workspaces that help it to remember sort of what you're doing. And Paul just ran out the back door. So the workspaces is a good way to help it remember sort of what you're working on, what you're doing. And then it can build up sort of a memory that way. All right, there you go. If you're wondering what the heck I was doing, I just made these in my little 3D printer joint, and they're purple, and they're stackable, and it fits so good. So that's my addiction right now, is making organization things. Because when I send IKEA stuff to Paul, it gets sent down the street instead of to Paul's house. So I'm like, I'll just make my own. But isn't it really cool? This is super nice. These are nice, as you would say. And in theory, I can scale it up and make slightly bigger ones. But they roughly take about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I'll just say 3 hours a piece to print. So it takes me 9 hours to print these. But this is probably, I want to say about $3 or $4 worth of filament. So it's super cheap. If you just press go and walk away, because you don't have to pay attention to it or watch it. If you added the electricity let's say it's $12 to print that. Still cheaper than buying them. Anyway, that was it. That was it. So yeah, AT, that's the best I have on that. There is right now, the thing I like the most about Magi is again getting to test all of the different, you know, new updates that come out as soon as they come out. Trying various things. What I didn't check, which I'm sure it's in there, what I haven't checked so far, is how well they have integrated banana. Banana is crazy, bro. Oh my god, banana is so good. Nano banana, aka Google 2.5 flash image preview, what it's called. It's a stupid long name. That thing is freaking unbelievable. So the other day, I don't know if you remember this, I made this thumbnail, right? Well, that was part of a thumbnail. And that was just me pasting my head on top of Leonidas. And I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. But then I said, what if I take this picture, boom, and don't give it any other reference than to simply say, spit that image out with me as a Spartan with the Copus. And it came up with this image. So the face this time looks better. Like before, where they would all fail, is like the face was really, really trash. Right? So, um, anyway, I did this in Google AI Image Studio, and I'm pretty sure I haven't looked yet if they added it to Magi, but I'm gonna bet that it's in there. But so from the original nail of this, I went in and started a test nail, and then I changed it to this, and that just looks so much better. Like my God, look, it has the Apple Watch, it has my crusty hands in there. I mean, it's kind of good. Like it's kind of phenomenal how good it is. It's kind of crazy. So I did it inside Google Studio, AI Studio, and it is in Gemini Straight. But the Nano Banana is Google's property, though, right? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's Google's property, so they might, license it to other folks or let them play with it. Created. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Yeah, it's made by Google. It's so good though. Like damn, it's mind blowing how good it is. It's phenomenal. Like these things they constantly get better. They constantly update. I'm just surprised at how good it is nowadays. No, I don't want to be your friend, Mr. Gupta. But yeah, this thing is so crazy. So I did it in the AI studio, and it made a movie. The movie was dumb, but what's up, Jimmy? Let me see. Let me see. What did I do? AI Studio. Da 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 da. Yeah, it it generated it generated a it generated a movie. This movie is it's good. I won't say it's bad. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. Where do I keep the old ones? It stays here, right? Actually, AI Studio. Oh, there it is. History. YouTube. No, here we go. Here we go. What is up, El Boogie? So that's that. Like literally, this is the prompt I used. I gave it that face, that tripped out face. I said, create an image of me as a Spartan with a Copus. And it came correct. Like, first of all, I didn't even know if it was going. Well, I guess it's Google. It should know what a Copus is. uh, yeah, these are not. I must have saved the movie. It didn't keep the movie. I guess it makes sense because they're not trying to waste all of their resources. Let me see if I downloaded it. I hope I downloaded it because even though it was dookie, it was kind of funny. Did you download the movie? Oh yeah, I did. Here we go. Let me drop it in as an overlay. Actually, no. You got to hear the sound. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna do full screen with audio because this the sound was the part that made me crack up. It came up with its own sound. Trust me. It was just a picture. It's so stupid. It's it's majorly stupid. It's it's majorly. I didn't even ask it to make the movie though, Rich. I told it to make the image. Well, I didn't specify it on that prompt. Again, it was the same thing. I was like, turn this man in. I think at that time I made the prompt more complicated. I said, turn this man into a Spartan with a Copus like 300, and that's what it came up with. So it came up with the scream, throw the cape on. Who gonna put the cape on in the middle anyway? Yeah. So the image came out better, but I didn't even ask it to make a movie that time. The funny thing is, it said, "Oh, you got two more movies you can make," and I was like, "I wasn't even trying to make one, so you stole one of my options." I guess it's my fault for not being specific because I always say you got to be specificity with these joints. Um, yeah, that's funny. Rich, I don't know if you were here when I answered Alicia's question. If you have any different input, by all means, holla at your boy. And you could always, jump in the back and crack the mic if you wish. That's just, I told her what I thought I knew. Just make sure that we're on the same page. And then, Luis, you just came. But look what I've been making, dude. Look at these really cool, right? It's not really PLA. They call it Panachroma. The colors are intense. This is dope. So, just, you know. I know Luis just got his stuff moved in. I don't even know if he got his printer back up yet. Uh, oh, so he heard it. Okay, he heard it. Okay, so that I think I covered it right. All right, I just want to make sure that we give Alicia what she wanted. And then yesterday I made a video. If you didn't see it, if you're into this thing, it might be helpful. But Alicia had asked last week about what's all of the craziness going on with all the school ads, and I agree, bro. I am getting inundated with those ads. And then now that I made that video yesterday, I'm gonna get inundated with more school ads, of course, because that's just sort of how it works. Um, but I don't think it's a bad platform. I am going to, and Jimmy Hicks, if you're still here, let me know what you think. I'm gonna hit up James Hurst and ask him about GHL or Go High Level. Sorry. I think it might be roughly the same price, if not just a little bit more, but it's more full featured. But the difference is you're going to have to know a heck. Sorry, my Virgo is bothering me. You're going to have to know a heck of a lot more in order to use Go High Level. Like if I remember correctly, and James Hurst, who's in our community on the Face Space, he is hardcore. He is hardcore Go High Level. I don't know. He might even work there because he is a very, very Go High Level person. Go High. I remember this when it first came out, and I just thought they were trying to be Weber. So they've done a lot of changes since it first came out, from what I reckon noticed. But so Jimmy said GHL is the truth. It's got more than a lot of folks need. See, that's the thing about school. School does have the simplicity. But I think if you were to take the 99 function, right? And let's give it a little big ups here. Hey, click, dude. Oh, why you want to be like that? What? Oh, you know what? That's the wrong scroll wheel, dude. I'm scrolling the side wheel like it's my first day with this mouse. Anyway, so GHL has, capture leads, nurse. See, this is the CRM part of it, capture leads and nurse those leads. I don't think a lot of people who are trying to do what we do are really into that mode yet, but it does have online booking, social calendar, website builder, I don't know about that either. You do have your contacts and users, as many contacts as you want, and set up sub accounts. But the thing that most people are looking to build, just from a creator standpoint, is the community side. And as many people as I know that talk about this, I don't think that I am in a single Go High level community. Not one, which is kind of crazy. So they do have course and memberships, right? And they do have online scheduling. So if you do any sort of coaching or meet with your people kind of thing, this is cool, right? And I still go back to the idea of software stacking is more expensive. Let's just be real. Software stacking is more expensive. So what do I mean by that? I got Kit, Savvy Cow, Discord at the moment, which I'm trying to get rid of. I just got to find a place to put you guys because, yeah, unfortunately, everybody can't adapt to Discord. And the number one Discord hater showed up as soon as I said that. Hello, sis. How are you? The number one Discord hater. But the fact that people don't want to go in there is like, I tried to fight it for way too long. It's not working, right? Unfortunately, we show up to the streams, we have conversations here, but then the conversation doesn't really get to continue throughout the week because everybody just doesn't really feel Discord. A handful of us love it. They're all the same. Some people are very particular. And considering my audience, if they're not going to like Discord, it's kind of hard to drag old people into Discord. I fully get it. I'm not saying you're old, Yolanda. Um, I know your mama, so you can't be that old. Anyway, the I've been looking at all of the other platforms, which is how I got into this thing. And then when Alicia brought up school, I'm in a school community and it's actually relatively thriving. It is super, super basic though. I mean, like it's mad basic. But the thing of me about school, which is sick, is it's very much like Facebook in the fact of how you have conversations with each other. And I think that is a key element because if you can't, if you can't conversate with each other, then that becomes semi-problematic. Uh, I don't want to get. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get slightly in trouble. All right. Let me say. Let me try this. Let me pick another. I'm in my back end, so I'm gonna go to a different one. All right. Let me do that. Here we go. So here's a community, and let me back out. And so it's super basic. It's missing a lot of the stuff that these other guys have, right? But like, I'm checking out like this dude. Yo, this dude got 1,700 people in his joint for 400 bones a month. That's kind of crazy. But let's see if we can find a decent free one that we can go and check out. Here, let me try something. I need to get my study on, so let's do this. If anybody's rocking the kanji, let's see. Mm. Yo, there's a lot of Japanese kids in here doing it. I like it. I appreciate it. Hmm. There's a lot of people in here doing it. All right, here's one. I'll just pick this Japan language and travel. Let's just go in here real quick. And then so we can get a preview of what they kicking.
Hey, I'm Josh, and welcome to my channel. How'd you get out here? I'm a crazy American who left the States when I was 23, and I moved to Japan. Now I've been here almost 9 years. I started in language school, learning Japanese from zero. I went to design college, which was all in Japanese. After that, I joined a Japanese band, singing and performing in Japanese, and met many, many friends along the way. I have deep experience using Japanese in everyday life, which has allowed me to build meaningful connections and experience many unique things in Japan. I already went through all the hard stuff, and now I can help you to learn Japanese quickly without having to leave your home.
It's funny, you guys wouldn't know this, but as he as he is as he is explaining that to you guys in English, it has a slight Japanese twist to it in the pattern, the tonation, things like that. It's kind of funny. So he's definitely been there for a hot minute. But so you join the group, it's like a study situation they got going on. You get instant access to some things. Uh, Basically, there's no catch to it, whatever. Thank you that. And then I wonder, some of these guys are what they called free to paid. So these are all free, but I'm sure like he probably has like an upsell thing in his situation. But let's just pop in and see what it looked like. All right, so we're gonna join this group. Uh, Boom, right? You heard it, right, Jimmy? You heard it. That was it's again like it's something that I noticed because I know what I'm listening for. But when I get there, I sound the same way. I'm not even gonna trip. uh, just curious, what's your interest in Japan? Uh, let's see. Let's do it that way. Learn how to spell doc, and then boom, join the group. Right? It's gonna say pyramid. So we'll see what happens if this dude lets me in. Let's go see. Look at another one. Hey, click. See, this is it. This kind of UI stuff drives me insane. You guys can't see that because I'm zoomed in too far. But you click this, you're expecting something to happen. Doesn't do anything. You got to actually click the arrows. That's the kind of stuff that will trip up old people. I was going to show you what it looks like inside Ship 30 for 30, but being that it's a paid community, I figured that might be bad form to show you inside somebody's thing that they covered. I wanted to show one so you can see what it looks like inside, but it's very much like Facebook. Like it has that exactly Facebook look and feel, right? And if you're looking to build something, this might be a cool thing, right? Like maybe here. Anybody curious? Anybody want to build one? Maybe we could just make one, a fake one. We can make a free one right now and just see what happens. We can walk through building one if you're interested. Let me know. And say, hey, I heard this where all the cool people at. Well, thank you, Educated Natural. I'm not gonna call you Ed. I'm not gonna call you Natural. So confess what you want us to call you because yeah, we don't want to call you weird names. Like I'm not gonna call her Equip Institute with Florence, and I'm gonna call her Flo. And according to her, I'm one of few people that call her Flo. Hey Flo, how you doing, sis? What is up? Uh, do you know? Did you know I went and started a school community 10 days? Shut up! Whoa, what's the text me the thing and then let me go see if I can find it, or just tell me the name of it and I'll search for it, and then we can go perusing through yours if you don't mind, because we want to. Yeah, Miss Eileen just wrote a message. Miss Eileen just wrote a message on my video from yesterday, guys, and it says, I can't wait for this. Discord is not my thing. I spend way too much time on Facebook. That is my cuz right there. That is my cuz right there. Let's see. Let me read you some more comments from the video. Actually, let's do it the easy way because I'm making it hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's go here. Bingo. Hit the YouTube studio. Bingo. Man, Paul said he'd be right back, and that fool just left. Paul is like, ain't nobody got time for this. He is straight up gone. He is straight up gone. All right, let's click here. And then totally, it says, totally with you. School is literally everywhere right now. I feel like I see their ads all the time. The platform looks really cool, but I keep thinking how it compares to something like Patreon. I did Patreon for about a year and ended up letting it go. I get that these services, you got to put the work in and make it thrive, but Patreon doesn't just work out for me. Honestly, I feel like people don't have the best vibe about Patreon anyway. I do like Jack. I just didn't like Patreon. I do like Jack. He is an incredible individual. Like I know I could have a beer with that dude. Jimmy Hicks has probably had a beer with that dude. I don't even drink beer, but he is a really incredible creator. That's why I'm iffy about jumping into school and paying up front. Well, they changed this, Tech Nation. I'll reply to your situation in just a second. If it ends up being the same way for me, it just fizzles out. If anyone actually switched from Patreon to school and seen it work better for building their community? Thanks for breaking it all down in the vid, by the way. Super helpful. Okay, I like this. You guys know me. He gonna cheat real quick since we here. I mean, this is one of those things when you have Dane Bramage like me, you got to answer them while you're here. Hey, thanks for the comment. I too used to use Patreon and I didn't really like the platform. However, I absolutely love and respect the creator. He's a very incredible human being. And if you haven't seen any of his talks, about the creator economy and how it's moving today, it's really worth looking into. If I find the link, I'll paste it back here. As for setting up school, now that they have the $9 a month program, although it's limited, I think that's an easy risk because it's, well, $10. Maybe you swing that for 2 or 3 months and see how it goes. I am also willing to bet at the rate that they're doing with their advertisement, they're probably going to drop a 1-2 months free type situation. I might even try using a AI search bot to see if you can find a deal like that because I think they're out there, but it's worth looking into. Mahalo for your comment. I appreciate you watching the video. Anybody that's new here, y'all don't know me, fam. If you got comments, bro, answer them with your voice. It's so much faster. It's so much faster. And I have a little shortcut to hit the mahalo with the fangy. All right, there you go. Alicia's here, so I can just literally hit her with her. You're welcome, AT. Thanks for the heads up. Bingo. And then, why Jimmy got to be up in my comments, too? I'm going to just be like, whiskey shots. That's all I got to say to Jimmy. Paste it in there. Bingo. Bingo. All right, cool. So that covers that. I'll go back in and see some more. Hey, wait, there's a new one. Hey, since Resolve has changed some things in their layout in the latest update, do you know how to change the bitrate settings to in that part? Okay, I got to make a little video about that. So that's one that you can do on your phone, or I can do on my phone. Anyway, let me check and see what you're saying. What's up, Michelle? How you doing? Mr. Paul, how are you? Miss Eileen, I was just speaking about you. 10. Okay, we're going to go with 10. Oh, come on. I like what you did there. I see you. I see you. I like what you did there. That is fresh. That is fresh to death. Wait, Flo said I'm one or two people who call her Flo without getting punched in the nose. Now I'm scared. I'm gonna change the name. I'm gonna not say Flo no more because I'm not trying to get punched in the nose by this lady. She from my hood, so I know it might hurt. There we go. All right, so let's pop that in here, and then let's go back over to the school and see if we can find her. Bingo, bango, pickle, mango. Yo, I gotta find a shortcut key to zoom back out real fast. Let's see. Look at that. She just popped up. All right, I'm gonna be lucky number 13. All right, coming in. Let me say what's up to my homie. What it do? All right, Flo. So I see that other dude had extra questions, and I know you're just getting started, but what do you think? Do you think about just putting the address to keep it frictionless, or do you think you could ask some more questions to kind of keep out the spammers? Like I always fight with that when I be setting these sort of things up, and if I don't get approved, I would be highly upset. Oh, I know you're here now, cuz. Good to see you. I really use my Patreon, but I hate letting it go because they still got a really low rate. Yes, true. I just started my Patreon last week. It's still unlisted for now, but it's for my entertainment channel. Girl, we can do Trinidad dances. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So yeah, anyway, I'm super interested in like, where these things are going, like what's the kind of stuff that people are doing. I think school is cool. I think you will eventually grow out of it. And so, the comment that I got on my YouTube video actually is a good point from Life with Tech Nation, because what happens is, when you grow out of it, it's not super easy to move a community, right? And when I was looking at the breakdowns where I was talking about yesterday, one of the things I really hated about Kajabi, although everybody loved it, is the community side was terrible. Like, it's great for posting your videos. The other thing that's weird about school, which I heard in my research, trying to answer Alicia's question, is that there's no native video hosting, which is how they keep their costs down, right? They probably make more than some of the other places that do have native video hosting because they don't have any native video hosting. So you got to put your videos on Vimeo or Whistler or YouTube and then run like that. So far, YouTube has been really good about not bothering people about putting your videos elsewhere. At any given point, if they change that, you're going to have to come up with, another service like Vimeo or Whistler or whatever to hold your stuff for you. Visla, how you call it? Anyway, I say what it. I need to know. Put some more questions. I'm just I don't know what they're going to be, and that's done today. I appreciate that. No, I always struggle with that. Like, should you add more questions? Like, does that provide too much friction, especially to somebody who's new? So I noticed that you set it up as a free one, so that's cool. Let me let me. Oh, Paul has said he's chasing down the UPS, chasing down the UPS driver. Let me see. I'm gonna send Flo the Zoom link so she can be here since Paul is not here. Hold on. Ooh, Flo. Send you the link to the Zoom if you want to jump on and tell us about your experience. That would be cool. If you're busy, that's also cool. We fully understand. They've opened up video hosting and live streaming is on the roadmap. Okay, that's good to know. See, it's been a minute since I've been in my community. Because in my old community, what they were doing was actually pretty smart. They were posting the videos on YouTube and putting it together on Notion. You know what I mean? Which was pretty cool. Okay, so Miss Eileen said, check out Purpose and Productivity on School. And she gave us the linky link. And then let me edit the text so that I can steal this link. Copy that. And then come over. And then do one of these. Bingo. Okay. Oh, I think it showed me that page. Let me see. So let's see what she put. Oh, it says 13 members. Yay. I'm in. Flows quick. It says, let's get productive together. A place where you meet others, strive to get the friction out of their workflows, using the right tools, finding the right techniques that fit the individual. What you get, course material, resources, virtual meetups. If you need help and support to figure your way around, just ask right here in the community. If it's more of a private matter, feel free to DM me. I'm here to support you. And want access to the mobile phone or tablet, download school from the App Store. Hey, that's actually a decent write up there, Flo. I appreciate this. All right, so let's click on the community page. Bingo. And so when you first get in, let me back out a little bit so you guys don't go blind trying to keep up with me. You can watch the video. You can leave a comment. You can download the app. All right. Then Flo left a message. And then she made an example use case out of me. I don't know why she did that. She'll know me like that. I'm just joking. She means a piece of paper. Links to the Tonight Show. There's going to be some Johnny Carson in there. And then everybody saying hi, finding the right tools. What do you avoid the most? Can my answer be stupid people? Hey, it's Tora. What's up, Tora? She's not even here to defend herself. This is cool. I like it. Let's see. When is your birthday? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. September 12th. All right. Let me just go ahead and add my little new comment right there because it's important to know. I'm going to do a birthday live stream on the 13th, so come through. Open Zoom. All right, somebody just rang the doorbell, and Paul's not here to answer the door. Hey, Flo is in the building. Let me let her in so she can talk to us about what we doing. Dang, what? See, it's happened when Paul leave me unattended. Dave said, use Member Vault, small family-run community that's behind. It's lovely. Development is slow. Yes, true. I've heard of Member Vault from like maybe 2 years ago, I think. Anyway, let's see. How's your mic? Your mic good, Flo? Oh, she's still muted. Do I gotta unmute you? Let me try that. Okay, there she. You gotta accept the permission, and then boom. Dave is here. Man, I really like this picture, Dave. Every time I see it, I just feel like you're in the middle of a dope track while you're playing. All right, let's see. Let's put Flo in the bubble. Dang, that's a big ass bubble.
Ooh,
Sorry.
that's a big head.
Not my fault. You gotta talk to your DNA people about that. I like now. This is like in Bugs Bunny when he be about to do something foolish, and you put the angel on one side and the devil on the other side. Flores be like, Doc, don't do that. Stop it, boy. I will slap you. That's what it's like. She just pop up on the side over here, like, listen, son, don't do that. All right. So, what has been your experience so far? Tell us about it. And I'm glad you came on because, when Alicia asked that question, I just felt like, yo, I was getting hammered with those ads. And, I don't get mad at companies that be running ads. Like, I don't know why everybody gets mad about that. I kind of think that means they're up to something, but it gives you the impression, which is what they do it for, like, yo, you about to catch a FOMO. Because if everybody is running there, that's a good chance, pick up some extra people. As long as you got the bandwidth and the space to do so, so that way you don't drop the real ball, which is, the YouTube channel. Jimmy is teasing
Yeah.
you. Jimmy said
So
got Flo in
I
the
will.
big old bubble.
I'll start with the reason I did this. I
Okay.
actually have a community on Podia, which you mentioned in your video yesterday, and I'll say it nicely. It's immature.
Yeah.
I'll use, the nice IT way of saying it.
Podium
It's
is
an
immature
immature
or the Kin
product.
folks is immature? Okay, the product. Okay.
The
Okay.
product is immature. And I wanted something. I looked at Circle, I looked at Kajabi, I looked at Discord. I'm in communities on all of those platforms. And the friction of the user experience was like, this is a no go. I
Yes.
work in an industry where user experience is everything. You get no adoption if the experience is terrible,
Correct.
no matter how good the product is. And that was when I looked at school, that was the driver for me. It was off platform. I could do the freemium model and listening to them, your membership build is higher. It's like 20% if your community is free. And then you can move people. And it's been easy. It was easy to set up. I just made changes today. I'm recording a getting started um, video. Actually, I'm editing it right now. You'd be so proud of me. I'm in Final Cut.
All right. Hey, hold up. Let's wait, I don't even know where my applesauce button is. Oh, I don't even know how to work this thing no more. I haven't used this for so long. Y'all can't even hear that. He's so dumb. It's in the virtual chat. Oh, there it is. Gotta slide it up with your finger. There we go. Does that work? Nope. Y'all can't hear nothing. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, that's cool. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, Ten said all of a sudden she was wondering why all these school ads are coming up. Yes, I did know Hormozi is due. Actually, I put him in my video yesterday. From what I understand, he's more or less a funding member more than anything else. But he has started a community, which is confusing when you watch the ads. If you don't really pay attention, there's two different ads that are running. One is for school to platform in general, because Alex has put a paid behind his thing called School of School. No, that's not what it's called. It's called School Games. That's what it's called, School Games. So what Alex is doing is you join his School Games community, and they're teaching you how to build and run your school. And he's so brilliant. Damn, that dude is brilliant. I want to not like him. It's not his fault. I don't, it drives me crazy, and I don't know how to deal with this, and it's bad. I should probably stop. It's probably, my grandma would say it's a sin, but because everybody follows him, people just try to straight copy him. And instead, what we've generated was a whole bunch of Hormozi wannabes. It's kind of like when Jimmy came out, not Hicks, but Beast. Every kid and their mama wanted to be Mr. Beast. And so it caused an overall lack of originality, because everybody and their mama was just copying whatever it was that Jimmy was doing. And so the internet got flooded with a whole bunch of, Mr. Beast wannabes. And that was uncool. Like I just did it makes the internet boring, right? So again, no fault of Mr. Hormozy himself. It's kind of irritating that everybody's trying to be him. So that's my hangout with him. Um, but if he is running this how to build a community thing, which I think is important, you guys know I've always been about building community. If he's going to run a thing about how to build community and he builds a school that's inside a school called School Games, what he does is if you join it and your community hits the leaderboard within I think every 30 days or something, he flies people out to his community office in Vegas and lets you meet him and hang out with the other leaders. So there's a gamification, which is also what makes school dope. Like we tried this in Facebook, it doesn't really work. Like you want to give credit to the people like Rich who show up all the time, comment all the time, really is a very engaged member of the community, right? And you say with Miss Eileen, she's been here since day one. And she always be here. Sometimes she in the back of the room not saying nothing. Sometimes she's vocal. But when you're engaged and you're doing all of the things, like you should be able to get credit for it. So I do like the fact that they built that gamification in. I know you just started yours, but are you starting to see that as a way to, get traction?
Absolutely. The school games is quarterly, and they're like
Okay.
4 levels of recognition. There's like just 30-day, everyday engagement for 30 days. And then it gets to, because it's about business building, it's about the level of business 10,000, 30,000, and top money earner on the platform. The guy that won recently, they've got him pinned, and he is basically the promo slip in Hormozy's book. $335K a month on school. That doesn't count his other stuff. It doesn't count his YouTube, his other businesses, or anything. By himself.
That's that's crazy. Oh my goodness, that is crazy.
Oh, there's Paul Duncan.
Somebody let Paul back in. Paul was like, "Hey, why you trying to replace me with Flo?" she just came in.
Nobody can replace Mr.
She just let
Moderator.
herself in, started making coffee. You know how these people is. Oh, not related to anything important. I got a new friend there, Flo. Listen, I like it because it's so tiny. But look at this guy. Isn't this cool?
Wait a minute. Wait.
Where's Aubrey?
one
Aubrey's not here to defend herself today.
minute. This week, Schaefer
Oh.
Expressions came.
Oh, that is dope. Y'all, Flo and I and Aubrey, we're like fountain pen people, and it's a bad addiction.
Yeah,
Just don't get started.
it's a sickness.
Don't get started. If we were supposed to go to Japan like this week, but then we got some things going on and we can't really go. And trust me, I would have came back with like 3 or 4 new ones because I always get mine over there. Eileen said, not that I don't like him, Ted. It just I ain't got time to listen to his rhetoric. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I am with you. Oh my God! Like again, I'm not mad at him. Yo, you can never be mad at somebody who's doing work. If you're mad at somebody who's doing work, it's just because you're mad that you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I never want to hate on somebody that's crushed it in their business. But the fact that he generates clones just it's not even like helpful clones. It's people that are trying to shortcut what he does, and a lot of people are just whistling Dixie. Like they're not really about this life, and that kind of stuff is just irritating. And he can't help it. That's not his fault. I don't believe. But yeah, maybe there has to be more said from him to like stop trying to copy me. You know what I mean? What did Kathy say? Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. 100% Kathy. 100%. That is super, super crazy. So tell us what it's like. And as a matter of fact, people, Miss Eileen gave y'all the She gave y'all the link. I'm gonna give y'all the link. Anybody want to come and hang out with me and Flo and Tora, and I see Gary's in here too. Yeah, come through, come and see what we doing back here. But you know, number one, I'm all about purpose. Like that is my thing. So you had me at the title. What are you trying to deliver in your school? I just like the name of it. Actually,
So
I kind of like the name of school.
it's simple. For those who are leaders and professionals, whether you're a founder, seasoned, we all have points of friction in what we do, in our workflows, in the way we think about what we want to get done. And I want to help people move that out of the way. But I also want to build a business along with it. Well, I am building a business. Let me correct my language. I'm building a business along with that. And this is just one other stream in there. Uh, just putting people in the space where if they say, I really don't understand how to set up. I'm getting a lot done. I'm making 300,000. And let me just tell you, there are people I have in in my circle who are like this. I'm making a $500,000 a year. Yet I don't know how to manage a calendar well. I don't know how to manage my task every day. I don't know how to stop getting distracted. There's a tip in there, Doc. Look at the ask your question. And I asked my community what my channel birth month should be, or my live stream show month topic should be. And the answer was how to stop getting distracted and stay on task. And then I teach classes to in corporate America about this stuff. So it's not like I'm just talking to talk. I literally legitimately teach this stuff in corporate America. And
I like that.
because of that
Have
experience,
you
I
made
know
that
there are
as a
so
YouTube
many
video?
other people who
Sorry, my
they're
bad.
making bank, but they don't know how to handle this.
Yeah. Have you made that video about like how to stay on task and like explaining
I
your
haven't
your
made, I have not, made pieces of it, but not one whole video. I've made components, and you'd have to put the components together. That was kind of intentional.
okay. Okay, that's good. But I would trust me. I would love to see that video. I know for a fact that that will do really good because here's where I kind of got screwed up in the past. Definitely get distracted, but then tell myself that I ain't. And then for the longest time, I told myself that I all the videos that talk about it are very like ADD, ADHD, AU, ADHD focused. And I was like, I ain't got none of that. I was wrong. Absolutely. I was way off. But I would not click on them because all of the titles always put, ADD or ADHD in the title. Fully understandable. And right now, trust you me, as I've been looking, yo, my feed is flooded. It's flooded with them joints. And some of them are good, right? Some of them are good. But I would love to hear your perspective, especially since you do this from a level of, teaching it from the corporate perspective.
So
What
one of
most
the
people
big
do is share
things
what they do just because it's working for them and like maybe it'll work for you, which is cool too. I'm not a hater on that. Sorry, go ahead.
you actually answered your own question because these processes are unique to every person. Someone like me who wants to help you really have to understand how your brain works
It don't.
because I can't give you a cookie cutter answer. I can't tell you that for you, calendar time blocking is the right answer because your brain may say, I see all that stuff and I go completely bananas. I can't handle all of the colors. It doesn't make sense to me. Someone else may say, I can focus for 25 minutes, but I can't focus for 45 minutes. I can focus for 10 minutes. I can't focus for 15 minutes. So having those real conversations, like I'm one of those people, I'm not a minimalist, but I'm bordering on one. Like I don't like things. I and that's one of my secrets. I can focus for very long period. I can focus for hours and not get distracted. But I had to teach myself that skill.
I like that. I like that. For
My
me,
brother tells me, I know when you're focused because I can leave the house, I can cook a whole meal, I can vacuum, and you won't hear anything because you're completely focused.
just out of there. Like, here I want to show you something. I just made a screenshot. Let me save this. I'll show you what my calendar looks like. And it turns out that of the things that has worked for me, it has probably been time blocking the most. But this is what my calendar looked like. Like I am definitely one of them like colored all the calendar, everything in there. And I just tell people right up front, listen, if it's ain't in my calendar, it's ain't. you know, like it has to be in there. Like if it's not, oh, I got time. And then I'll be messing around and doing something. And so yesterday, super funny, yesterday's Friday. Well, Thursday, my little sis comes back and I had to pick her up from the airport, right? Because she flies for Delta now, and she had to get home real quick, pick up the kids from school, basically do some stuff at home, turn around, go back the next morning, back to Minneapolis. And she messaged me on like Monday, be like, hey, can you pick me up on Friday the 28th? That's exactly what I put down. At that time, because I was doing something else, my brain did not connect Friday the 29th. Thursday's the 28th. I mean, right? And then so I'm Thursday, it's my day off. I'm in the house, I'm doing things, shaving my head, having a good time. She's like, oh, I'm landing in 15 minutes. And I was like, insert my favorite word, B. I'm like, what? You don't come in until tomorrow. And she's like, no, I'm coming right now. I'm like, I'm going to kill her because I just took what she said verbatim. That one I didn't write in the calendar because what's my little sis? It's just in my head. That was good. That was not going anywhere. And then I was like, uh-oh. I was like, Karen, I'll be right back. I got to go get Eddie from the airport. And she was like, wait, what? That's tomorrow. I'm like, nope, it's today. And so I was giving her crap. I was like, you're a flight attendant. You're going to mess around and miss a flight saying the wrong dates and times. But, it's really funny how something as simple as that can throw you off. And so one thing that I'm now learning is even though that's one I know I'm going to remember because it's super important, you should still put it in the calendar. And had I put it in the calendar, I would have recognized right away on Monday that she said the wrong thing and I could have corrected her, which day is the right day. And she would have said, oh, yeah, Thursday, and everything would have been fine. It could have been catastrophic, especially having to pick up her kids and whatnot. And then my brother-in-law was flying to California to go do an interview. So yeah, that whole thing could have got a complete mess. My nephews would have been stranded at school, and I'd have been like, Kaz, you're on your own, bro. You and your brother got to walk home. That's a long walk." I mean, we would have done it. That's how we grew up, but it would have been weird for them. I don't know if they know how to cross the street. K-Walk said, "I need some
Yeah,
school admin
Doc,
energy to
one of the
focus my
biggest
concentration." Go ahead.
places we get distracted is in our own mind. It's what we're thinking. It's not even what's happening externally. And learning the skill of quieting that, or more importantly, learning the skill of when you're having those just thoughts, squirrel thoughts, don't stop what you're doing, but have a reliable, trusted system that you can just write it down and move on.
Yeah, yeah,
You can come back to it.
yes.
I won't tell you how many people I have coached who they write it down, but they don't have a trusted system. They write it everywhere. So when they can't go back to it because they don't have a system. I have a very clear system and I use hybrid. I use both digital and paper because I love fountain pens. But I use the same book. This is an entire year. It's the Hobonichi Cousin.
Oh God, love it, love it.
I use the same book, so all my random notes go in here. This is not for me to plan with. It's just for me to capture random stuff so that I just keep moving. And when I am digital, I use drafts. That's my capture tool. Everything that goes into my digital environment for me to just capture stuff random is drafts. And you've used drafts a long time. You
I
know the
live in
magic
drafts
of being
still.
able to use actions and things.
I live in draft still to
So
this very day.
that's my system,
You know what's funny
and it works.
is last year in order to try to get more people into it, I went to Apple Notes for a hot second, which I still capture in Apple Notes sometimes, but I'll eventually move it into Drafts because Drafts allows me to take action upon it, whereas Apple Notes doesn't necessarily. Apple Notes is just a fast ass capture when you're out in these streets, right? But Drafts allows you to take action upon it. And one of the things I realized after maybe like 6 months of using Apple Notes, I was missing that second step. And oftentimes, things that I threw in the Apple Notes would get lost because I didn't have the ability to send them into that second step. And so,
To
for
do
anybody,
different things with it.
yeah, anybody who's unfamiliar with Drafts, Drafts has a thing on the side where you can export it as Markdown, send it to a calendar, throw it into some sort of automation. There's so many things that you can do with it. You can create tasks out of it. You can make it do a draft email. Um, oh my God, there's so many draft actions I can't even think of them. Can't think of them, but there's
Oh, you
thousands.
can
There's thousands.
literally, if your brain can think it, you can probably create it in Drafts because you can write a JavaScript app. You can write a automator script. You can script just about anything in it,
Yeah,
and just the native built-in actions that you can put in. You can, for example, I have a series of messages. This is a huge one, so this is a free tip for everybody. And I may make a draft or something, or at least write it up and put it in the community doc. But if you have a series of communications that you send out every week, write them as a draft, or every day. I have some I send every day. Write them as a draft, create the action, schedule it with shortcuts. Shortcuts will pick that draft up and send it out, whether it's an email format, text format, at the time that you want it to go out, when you want it to go out. You do it once, you do the hard work. And oh, by the way, if you change the text, you don't have to go back and change all the pieces that it moves with. The action will stay there. You just change the text, the actual content, the words you have in there. That will save you or buy you a lot. All of those, you didn't remind me because I forgot to tell you. It gets rid of all of it. It's one of those set it and forget it moments.
yeah, I like that. So I'll give you guys an example. There is, let me see if I can find this online. There is two things that I think everybody should force themselves to learn, and I was thinking about doing this for like maybe the first week of September. This is going to be one of the most nerdiest things that you're going to wish you knew better. But everybody, if you don't already know how to write in Markdown, you should absolutely learn how to write in Markdown. It will take you all of 3 days. If you are super, super curmudgeon, hard headed, Yolanda, you can learn Markdown in 3 days. And she's hard headed. That's my friend, but she's hard headed. So I will give you guys a basic look. And what happens is it allows you to write a heck of a lot quicker because your hands never have to stop to bold, italicize, underline, hyperlink, any of that stuff. It's
Quote
all
blocks,
basically
tables,
automatic.
anything.
The funny thing is, because of you doing web stuff, you already know a lot of it, right? So I'm gonna give you a prime example. Let me do like Markdown. I'll do Markdown cheat sheet. That ought to make it easier. Here's one. All right, let me jump up here real fast. What did Paul say? Dang, why does he keep making flow such a huge flow? She should just be a little bitty wee flow. Why is my mouse not working? There we go. This is a brand new one too. All right, so let me move this out the way. So whenever you want to make like, headings for your outline, right? You simply put them down as H1, pound sign H1 and start typing. That makes it a big one, like the one at the top here where it says Markdown cheat sheet, which you can't see because I'm scrolled up too high. Let me back out. So that big one at the top, that's an H1 tag. This overview would be an H2 tag, right? So all you do is you put 2 pound signs and then start typing. You don't even have to write the H part. Like that's just here to give you an example. But basically, all you do is as you're typing, you would just go pound space this week's game with the Bengals, and then you hit enter, and then you'd make pound offense, pound defense, pound pound special teams, pound pound dangers from the Bengals, pound pound injury list, right? So that would be the outline for Yolanda's show breakdown. And then she would just put spaces in between each one of those lines and just start typing out her stuff. And then so when she's talking about the offense and she gets to Lamar Jackson, she literally would go asterisk, asterisk, Lamar Jackson, asterisk, asterisk. That's bold, right? And then you might say single asterisk, roll out to the left, next asterisk. That's going to be an italicized section so that she remembers where her and Hendo are talking. They got the notes, like it's all there. When you're typing this stuff in Word or, Pages or whatever you use, you constantly got to stop and go click some keys and then come back and then go click some keys. And that just slows you down. Like it literally just slows you down. And this speed will make you work. Now, here's the thing. Every text editor in the planet, you can do Markdown. If you write in ChatGPT, you can say export it as a Markdown file. When you download a program from the bumbleclot internet, it's going to come with a README file. And you ever notice that the file always is named readme.md? Because every person worth their salt writes in Markdown. And the reason you write in Markdown is because it doesn't matter whether you're 880, blind, crippled, crazy, Mac, PC, Linux, running this joint on the screen in your BMW, running it on the refrigerator if you got one of them sexy Samsungs. Every computer on the planet understands text file, which means it understands Markdown. Even if you have to read Markdown after the fact, when it is not in its proper formatting, like, okay, so let me make this make sense. I'm about to say something stupid. I got to clean this up. When you look at a finished Markdown file and it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Rendered. Rendered means it came out of Markdown and it went back to its normal format. You still can read it even if it's left with all the code because the code is clean. If that makes any sense. Let me do a quick search on the Markdown file I have on my computer that I can show you. I can't tell you it's none of your business. I'll show you what I mean. Because I do tend to write a lot in Markdown. It's just habit. It's a habit to me at this point. And I do it in drafts an awful lot. But what happens is if you see a Markdown file, and again, it hasn't been properly formulated into whatever it's going to be, it's still clean. Like you know exactly what it is, right? And so what that does is it means that as you do your trainings or teachings or whatever the case may be, you're always going to be able to let people read your files, no matter how they get a hold of it. But for you, you just end up writing faster. And to me, that's the best part of it, is that it really does make you quick. And so I highly suggest everybody, even if you only took one section a day, right? So at the beginning, all you're going to do is this. And this is where most people can live. And you might never touch anything else. And you'll be fine. I myself don't do tables. I don't do code blocks. I don't do any of this. I do task list, but that's it. Literally, outside of this top list, the only other thing I add to this is task list. And even my task list is somewhat cheated because now I learned how to write in task paper, which is similar to Markdown, but can be processed faster with drafts. Did I miss anything?
So Doc, I got some. You just said another. I write. My task management tool is OmniFocus. I know you've used it a long time as well. Maybe you don't use it right now. But a lot of my projects, for example, my live stream, all the things I do for the way I do it, I have a task paper project in drafts. And I have it, I tap a button, my entire project for the month is built in OmniFocus with the right, do this by this time, this by this time, this by the other time. And I didn't have to sit there and recreate all of that stuff. And if I change what I'm doing, I change it in task paper, and I still just hit the same button. But it's sitting, it lives in drafts.
That's crazy. Why is this is not showing what I'm trying to show y'all. It is on some big thing. It is not coming out of here. It's driving me insane. All right, there we go. I don't know what the heck it was doing, but it has a hidden window. So yeah, this is what it looks like to write in Markdown. Super super simple. I wrote this script like long time ago for a video I did, maybe like couple years ago, right? So it started out with the summary. There's a brief explanation. Then I explained to you what a commonplace book is versus a Suihatsu versus a PKM, personal knowledge management system, right? AKA Notion. And then it's just all broken down. So these are my headers, and then these are my different sections of the paragraph. And then here's some useful apps. We talked about Evernote, that's Flo's friend. Notion, Good Notes in Journey. It was an old school situation, and like it's just super super plain. So what you can do is Drafts has a Markdown preview, which I barely use because I just read at this point. I read Markdown with my eyeballs. It's kind of strange, but it is possible. So if I go to show the preview, which is Command Option P, and I just got to switch my share window for 1 second so you guys can see. This is what it looks like as a finished thing. So I didn't have to do any, technical formatting or anything just to get that to work. Like it just works because of the way I typed it. You know what I mean? And it's super simple. So I have text expander snippets and whatnot that will convert. If I need a link, I just go /CL. It means clipboard link. It takes whatever my link is in the clipboard and converts it into a Markdown compatible link. I don't have to sit there and write https://joinflowspeaks.com. Like none of that. Like I just press a button. It just comes out. You know what I mean? So these are the level of productivities that can go a long way to sort of helping you. And if you learn to write in Markdown, it's quick. You can import Markdown into Notion, pretty much any app in the planet. I strongly suggest everybody take a minute, watch a couple YouTube videos. It shouldn't take you longer than 3 days if you are the slowest. If you're a good learner, it's a couple of hours. And all you really need is basic syntax rule. Most of you guys do because you're not coding. All you need to know is the H tags, the asterisks, the dash or dashes. I wouldn't say M dash, but that's AI. You want to know how to do ordered lists and unordered lists. Maybe block quotes. That's what most of you guys would need to do. I don't even do images in here. I just don't. It's not. I want it to be text, And I'm telling you, man, you guys will be like through the roof. It's super, super through the roof. Let me show you what a task paper writing is very similar. And it's actually a cool app. If you need a good task management app, Task Paper is a good app because it doesn't have a fancy interface. You literally just type in there like a normal person. But this is Task Paper, right? So I have like Flo said, I have a script that whenever I need to ideate, I basically just write my idea down inside this. And this was going to be on like how to do ideation. And so it just said, here's the task, create a YouTube video. Where am I going to make this at? Home. When? It's going to remind me on this particular date, right? So I could easily just take this and go 9, bingo, 12. I mean, next Friday, right? And it's going to be due 1 week after. Let's do 2 weeks after. Let's make it even sexier. So let's say.
Let me find out you went to Things 3.
I don't like you. Why you gotta say? Why you gotta say stuff, Flo? Why you snitching?
I know what I'm reading. Just saying.
Damn, she is good. Y'all didn't even know Flo is good. Yes, right? So, oh yeah, there it goes. So this would create area tags and things that don't already exist, right? So that's just that notation is just for me. Anyway, so it's gonna be my idea. It's gonna drop it in the area, and the area is content creation. And here is the list of things. And then it's going to break down a production schedule, and it's going to come into production is a thing. What do you do when you do production? Capture the video, edit the video, run Auphonic. But what goes under run Auphonic? Create a wave, create a transcript. right? And then create description, optimize title, render video, upload the video. And then it goes into the optimization steps. And so all you would do is just change these to the right dates that you want, right? And so this would be 9/12 again, but I'll just leave it at 9/15 for now. And I'll just change this one to 9. And then this drafts is the UUID for this drafts, which you can just copy from over here, right? You can get the UUID from any draft. So like if you click on this, you can just where's it at? Copy the marker.
So, Doc, can I ask you a question?
Yo,
So, and I genuinely don't know the answer to this. Where you've got at when, 3 days after, and then you've got a date, does Things 3 allow you to do add relative dates as opposed to absolute dates?
yeah, you could just put 3 days later or 3 days
Oh,
after. You don't have to
3 days after.
Yeah.
So what you have here, if I wanted that to be a project so that I would just run it every week or every month or whatever, but I would make a placeholder name
Yes.
for just say weekly live show, whatever, LGL Fam Tuesday. Because this is task paper, then you can shift this, create a script. It's your script. You can just create an action to shove all of this as a project into Things 3
Yeah. So
with
one
your
thing that you
relative.
could do to fill this out, right?
Yeah,
Is
because
take this.
yeah, you can, yeah, and shove it over to Things 3 and just let it build it for you, and then you're not recreating all this stuff all the time.
Correct. And one way I would probably do it is I would create a new snippet. Here, let's go into the other situation. Hey, come here, mouse. Do what I tell you to do, damn it. I'm tired of you. You getting on my nerves. Let me switch this to Text Expander real quick. Boom. So we're going to come to Text Expander, and then we're going to paste this dude in. All right.
Too much
so
work.
what we want to do
You're
here
doing too much work.
is take this out and fill it in with a date, right? So you can put in, we want I like it backwards. Let's do month, and I'm going to go like that. And then we're going to do date.
So what you're doing, I get it, and it will work. What I'm thinking is you put a variable name in so that when Things 3 sees that variable, it'll just populate it.
Oh, I got
It'll
it.
prompt
I
you.
got it.
It'll
Yeah, yeah.
prompt you. Just say, you could say, I want this to go for September 15th. Anywhere you want an action to be on that day, before that day, after that day, relative, 3 days before, 2 hours before. As long as you put that variable name in, it'll just populate it in Things. So you literally are putting it in one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
So,
started out doing what you're doing, which was I had a whole bunch of text snippets in Text Expander, and it's easy to run them. It's quick. But then I made it even easier on myself.
so yeah. So this is what I did. So you're saying like add the due date. I just said add 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you can do that type of, and things can do that type of math as well. But what this happens as people, I hope it's not too confusing, is you basically just take this and you go to drafts and you type in the shortcut, whatever shortcut you make for it, it will put that out there, and you hit the run action in drafts, which will just send it to your to-do list. And all of these guys will sort of work. That's right. K-Walk is K-Walk is a virgin like myself. So yeah, super dope. Like, and these are the type of things that I think Flo is very into workflows, as you can tell. Like she knew what I was doing when I was just showing it to you. So y'all should join her school. Then she can help you figure some things out. Because that's funny what I just said. Figure some things out. See, I had to step away from OmniFocus. And I'm going to tell you why. I love OmniFocus. I love Ken. He's my friend. I absolutely love him. He was the first Ken I knew that's exactly
He's a good
like
guy.
the other Ken that we know.
Mm-hmm.
They would be best friends. They're very much alike.
Mm-hmm.
I tweaked way too hard because it is so dope.
Oh yeah, it will get you.
I spent way too much time in there trying to make it exactly like David Allen. and I just had to stop. And so the reason why I kind of went to things is
Mm-mm.
because it doesn't allow me to get stupid. So
Yeah. So just this week, they released 4.7. Not trying to get you to come back,
I'm not
but
listening to
they
you.
added the
Hey,
one
this been a
thing that
nice having you
no
today.
one else has. They added planned dates,
Oh, nice.
and they kind of reverted back to what they're doing with tags. So now you can do exclusive tags. So remember in the original days where you could only have one context, now you can decide what groups of tags are those exclusive where you can only have one. Um, so that's one of the reasons, and the fact that I can automate building projects because I have tons of projects that I rerun and use over and over, and nothing else have I found that allowed me to do it the way I'm doing it. I've got it built
Yeah,
at this point.
OmniFocus is tight, man. It literally is one of the best. And I
Yeah.
do like their mobile apps. Their mobile apps are always super, super clean. Super, super
The
clean.
one thing if they put on their roadmap, and I haven't seen Ken talk about it, is if they put being able to see in Kanban view. That's the one thing that I think would definitely be exciting.
Yeah, being able to see it like that. Um, Hello, Mr. Mark. Good to see you here. K-Walk,
Yes, I use Hazel as well, Mark.
so for my markdown snippets, basically I just have a whole bunch in Text Expander. Anybody uses Text Expander, I can share them with you. They're super, super simple. But they basically help you write and mark down really, really fast. I don't use the text expander to do the tags anymore, but because I couldn't always remember what they were, I had shortcuts for even to drop in the type of tags. Now I just know what they are. I basically just use the pounds, the asterisks, and the dashes. I don't mess with much else after that. And yeah, you'll get it. Task paper is very much like Markdown. You just write and you put things in indentations. And you know when you're doing a task, and okay, so K-Walk, say you're prepping for the show with you and Kenny, and then you have your stuff you do at school. So if you have a task, and that task is, oh, buy new notebooks, you would just put at school, because that's the school particular situation, right? And then if you were doing something that's for the podcast, at the end of the task, you just put at mark podcast. And then when you go to add it to things, it puts it in a to do list, but it specifies which category it belongs to. And then the dash means top level priority. If you indent once, it's a second level priority. If you indent three times, it's a third level priority. That's it. Like that is really what it takes to write in task paper. And so why this comes out good is if you do things like something, again, I just found this out recently. Mind mapping. See, I always told myself I don't know how to outline. So I bought Omni Outliner when it was like 300 bones to try to learn how to outline, and I still couldn't outline because, you know, I'm a visual person. Nah, bitch, your brain can do everything. I just choose to like seeing it, right? So what I would do is just put post-it notes, and I would build a whole website with post-it notes on the wall or on the floor, and I would take a picture of it, and then I would go write it into an outline as opposed to just write the outline. Well, I just found this out recently. Like I felt pretty much dumb. If you create my map with my node, you can just copy that on the screen and then paste it into a text center. It's automatically outlined. And I was like,
My node will just
dummy.
will flip it to an outline for you. You don't even have to paste it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, now it has the button, right? And so if you are a person who ideates visually, my node is dope. And if you listen to me, which I've said about 11 million times, is you want to be in SetApp. And SetApp will keep it gangster for you because SetApp, my node is just part of the deal, right? It's just part of what you do. So let me show you what that looks like real quick. So that same thing that I just showed you is this. So here's a my node for like how to do a YouTube video, and you can just, like go in here and work your way around here. You can open and close things, you can add things to it. But coming from the beginning, it's like, what are you feeding into to get to this, right? So you got your Apple Notes, your Notion, and your idea list. Also, YouTube comments. These are where I'm catching feeds from, right? Maybe I want to add one more, which is other videos, right? And then maybe I want to add, man, I should learn how to type, dude. Anyway, so that would be where I get that from. So these are my assets when I make a video: A roll, B roll, sounds, graphics, any URLs I need to share, titles, end cards, social media posts, right? In reality, one more thing should be in here, which I didn't even think about at the time. Bam. All right. So there would be. So you're just building out your whole little setup. You can pick these up and move them around. You can like nest them into each other or connect them into each other. So I can draw a connecting line from here to here if you want. You can have separate little floaties. And then I don't know what I was typing this for. This was just a random note where I was talking about like input mode, output mode. Should you shelf this idea or F that idea? And so I haven't figured out where I'm going to put this yet, but it probably goes from the idea list before it becomes a YouTube video. It should somewhere like I need to connect this to this, right? So that these parts can be different, because you do need to take your ideas and decide what's going to pop off before it becomes a video. But what Flo is saying is like, now you can come over here and you can just go bang, outline mode. And there it is, clean as a whistle. And if you copy and paste this, it pastes perfectly into whatever you're doing. So if I'm planning to like write like a little book or something, or maybe I want to put the class together, this is what you do. You just come in here to MindNote. And again, if you got Setapp, which I don't know if Paul gave you guys the link, it's docrock.live/Setapp, then you're good to go.
It's in chat. It's
See,
in there.
I knew he quick. This is what I'm saying. Like Paul is like AI. Y'all don't even know it. It's PI. Wait, that's something different. Yeah, so it's boom boom. And I tried TickTick. I was trying to switch from things to TickTick, and my brain was like, man, stop hunting for a new girl and just stick with the one that you've been using for 10 years, stupid. So I like TickTick. I think it's dope as hell. But my muscle memory is what my muscle memory is. Reality was,
You don't need a new girl. You got me.
there you go. Say it again, Paul. What I was trying to do was leave it to Apple reminders now that it's built into 26. I ain't that good yet. But for my challenge for September, because we're getting sexy with the new phones and whatnot and the new OS, maybe I would do another. We did it last September, actually. I'll do another run with the Apple apps for people who just try not to buy shit. Because the one that we didn't dive into last year this time was Apple's Flow app. Not you, the other app, the other Flow. What the hell is it called? Why can't I think of the name of it? He's so dumb. Free Flow. Yeah, Freeform. It's called Freeform. Yeah, so maybe we'll dive into Freeform and reminders and how reminders connects with calendar now and things like that, just to give you, some foundation to get ready for the new OS. And like, anything that you guys have questions about, like iPhone oriented joints, let's talk about it. Because I think that's what I'm gonna do for September is new phone month. So let's talk about all the cool stuff we could do. The new Photos app, it's crazy, but it can do some pretty dope things. Like, it's kind of mind-blowing, the type of stuff that you can do. I have no idea what this is for. It serves zero purpose whatsoever. But yesterday, I got some new salt, right? It came from, Leo's son. And so one of the things that you can do, which is super stupid, is you can like hold on to a phone. Hey, stop. It's trying to convert it into milliliters. So you can go into that, and then you can turn it into a spatial situation, or you can make it into a sticker, and then you can add it there. So now you can like add stickers. But the fact that you can turn a photo into a spatial photo is just kind of crazy nowadays. Maybe I had to take it in the right. Oh, there it is. It's doing it now. Okay, and so now when I move it, I don't know if you can see that. It's because I'm on a white background, but it moves.
The other cool thing with that too is when you make it a spatial photo and you add it to like your lock screen or something like that, it's like it does really cool things where you have this picture and you have three-dimensionally the time or date behind the.
Oh, what the heck scene is that?
Are you replicating yourself?
Yo, wait, I gotta
I have
think.
enough trouble with one of you.
Right? We need a whole bunch of me. Listen, Cree, listen, this is funny. At the beginning of the stream, I was showing people like the back comments, and I just read your comment out loud, and I said, I'm gonna have to answer that. I'm finna go make this a video. So, yeah, I will see your video, but let me go answer that question. Since you're here, I might as well just tell you why you're here. I'm still gonna make the video. But she said, how do I know, bleh, how do I know what to change the bitrate settings to? Because when I got to that section, it doesn't give the option to restrict bitrate anymore. Let me check real quick. Let me see. I'm going to change this to here. And in here, you're going to manually type in. Be quiet. That dude be talking all the damn time. Okay, let me see. So, let me show y'all what she's speaking on. And then, Googly Chrome. So I was talking about in DaVinci, when you go to export your joints, you could restrict the bit rate, and then you could make it to whatever you want. And then they just updated DaVinci like the beginning of last week or something. And let me see, because I did yesterday's video in DaVinci, which you can tell because my end screen was completely jacked up. It's not like what I normally do. Man, listen, I updated my Mac, and it's pissing me off because it keeps moving my DaVinci onto another desktop that ain't the desktop I wanted to be on. And it's driving me insane because I always got to keep coming over to my Mac and moving it back where it belongs. And it's driving me insane. It's ignoring the stay where I put you situation. Anyway, so let me do this real quick so I can bring up DaVinci. Change this. Boom, boom, boom. Clicky, clicky. DaVinci need resolve. There it is. There it is. All right, so what you do is you come over to the deliver page, and then you want to go to, I'm in custom export. So let's just act like we're making a brand Nubian. You want to come over to export video, and then there's timeline resolution, and this right there. Here, let me see if I can in zoom it in because I can't see Ecamm right now. It's still in there. Maybe you got to go to the custom video one first, and then under quality, you have automatic, and then you got restrict to. And just me being psycho, I set it for 100,000. 80 is good. If you don't have good internet upload speed, that's going to take you forever. You can set it to 80. As a matter of fact, if you don't have good internet speed, keep it at 50,000. But I got fiber upstairs, and I got 60 gigs up down here, but it only ever does 30. So it does take, on average, my videos are roughly 10 minutes. It takes roughly 15 minutes to upload a video. In that time frame, I just start playing with the 3D printer while I'm waiting for it. It's normally pretty quick though. So it's coming from jump, like if you, and I saved it as a preset, right? So I have it here, but let's just say you want to make a brand new custom export. You name it what you want to name it. All right, so let's name this KRE. And then we want to do single clip. We want the video to be QuickTime, yes. 8.264 or 5. I'm going to use 8.264 just in case somebody's on a PC and they need to take this profile. And then I'll say use hardware acceleration, yes. I want to do the timeline resolution, but just in case you want to like hardcore set it, you can set it to Ultra HD. Bingo. I want that same frame rate. And this where you got your quality. You click on restrict to. You type in your number over there. Everything else is going to stay gravy. I can check my advanced settings. I don't really need to mess with none of this. This is all good to go. And then the only thing I'm going to check is my audio section. I want it to be linear PCM. That means wave file. I don't know why they just don't write wave file. And then I'm going to set my sample rate to 4800. And then I'm going to set my bit depth to 24 because, you know, everybody watching on TV now. And if you're watching on TV, you got to look sexy on TV is what it is. And then I don't really mess with the different encoding levels because everything's sort of automatic at this point. And then if you're going to do normalized audio, I don't because I use Auphonic. But if you don't use Auphonic, you want to press normalized audio. You want to press YouTube right there. And then that's it. That's all you want to mess with. Because I don't normalize audio, because I use Auphonic, which is why there's a fourth audio track down here that's after Auphonic and the other tracks are muted, then yeah, you're good. So from this point, you can click on this 3 dots here and you can save it as a new preset. And then we can say KREYT. And then you can just be like, boom. You can even put it up there in the quick export. So now when I go to export a video, I can just click on Cree and then we in the building. Wait, y'all can't see that. I went too far out. So let me do this again real quick just from back here. I'm looking at DaVinci so I can't see Ecamm. So if you don't see something, Paul, let me know while I'm running through this again real fast. So on the video side, again, name it, single, hit that, QuickTime, H.264 or 265, resolution, and then restrict it to 100, right? And then you don't need to mess with no advanced settings, and you don't need to mess with subtitle settings. Leave those be. Go into audio, make sure linear PCM, 4800, 24-bit def, and don't touch nothing else. The rest of this is none of your business. Unless you don't use Auphonic, press normalize the audio, select YouTube. And then the target should be -14. That's it. And then click the little 3 dots at the top, which y'all probably can't see. Oh, y'all can see. Good. Click the 3 dots at the top, and then save it as a new preset, name it, and then add it to quick export. That is it. Ooh. So I will still make the video, Cree, because it was a good ass question. And then I don't know why you're giving me the side eye though. I'm just messing with you. That was a good question. Though. For real though. Boom. She said, watching on TV, commenting on the iPad. I do that every day, Kathy. I be chilling on the couch. I got Brandon and JP on the TV. They all loud, clowning, and I'm over there typing to them. And it's mad because YouTube, listen, you had the iPhone app out for 13 years now. Why the hell can I add comment people on the iPad app? Church. Why the hell can I use shortcut keys like F for full screen or M for mute or shift, these dudes to speed up and slow down? Fam, the app is 13 years old. That app is going through puberty and you missing like the basic keyboard functions. YouTube, stop being a bitch and fix it. I'm gonna get mad at y'all. I'm gonna start cursing y'all out. I'm gonna do a petition and send it to them. Cree, if you got any more questions, drop them in any one of the videos. I will find you and I will answer it. But yeah, this new DaVinci life, it's really been fun. It's really been fun. I still cheat and go to Final Cut on a regular basis. But the reason why I did yesterday's video in DaVinci is because I'm still messing with AutoCut. I'm hoping Gling is good, AutoCut is better, but I'm hoping somebody comes up with a dope AutoCut function for Final Cut because it will help you guys out a lot, especially you guys who don't want to do too much editing. AutoCut's phenomenal. So what I've been doing is auto-cutting the video in DaVinci, watching it through, make any minor changes real quick, export that video, bring it into Final Cut to put the end on, which is super stupid. So yesterday I tried to do the whole thing in DaVinci. I just don't like it. I like the way I render in Final Cut better because I've been doing it since Jesus walked in Nazareth. So there's that. I should stop saying those things in front of the pastor. My bad. Don't hit me, Flo. She's like, this boy cannot be helped. Flo, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. You just really gave us some good insights in the school. I'm going to go make trouble in Flo's community, and we might build one. We might just build one just to see like what it is. Everybody been wanting me to build something about my random cooking stuff. Maybe maybe I'll make a school community about Doc's weird ass recipes, or how to be friends with a 70-year-old man. That'll be my other community. So why you gotta be like that, Paul? See, that's too many Pauls. I should have a school community called the Pauls. We can add like I know 6 people right now we can put in that sucker. So it'd be super easy. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for 10 and Creekery for showing up for the first time. And if y'all have any questions, comments, feedback, whatever, Yolanda, the full season don't quite start yet. So I got like another week I could be your friend until the season pop off. Then we ain't talking. I don't even know what week we play each other, but we definitely not talking that week. But I'll see y'all guys in class in about 30 minutes, and I appreciate you. Mahalo. Bye. Thanks, Lo.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine.